Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're jumping into a real cornerstone text, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, specifically Chapter 1.
Yeah, and the big idea right off the bat is, well, it's pretty profound. Thoughts are things.
Exactly. Not just fleeting ideas, but actual forces. Especially, when you mix them with a clear goal, persistence, and that burning desire Hill talks about.
Right. And we've got some amazing stories from the chapter that really show this in action, how something totally intangible, a thought, can actually create tangible results. It's kind of a shortcut to understanding this core concept.
Okay, so let's start with Edwin C. Barnes.
Mm.
This was, 30 years before the book?
Mm-hmm.
His goal was laser-focused.
Mm-hmm.
Not just to work for Thomas Edison, but to be his business associate. Huge ambition.
And think about the obstacles. He had no money. He didn't know Edison from Adam.
Seriously.
And how he got there. I mean, blind baggage. He literally snuck onto a freight train. That's not just wanting something. That's an insane level of determination.
You can just picture it. And apparently, Edison saw that fire right away. He said Barnes looked like a, quote, ordinary tramp.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But there was something in his face. Edison said it showed he was absolutely determined to get what he came for.
And he didn't get the partnership right away, did he? He started small.
Right. Some unimportant job. But that desire, that initial thought just kept burning brighter.
Mm-hmm.
He kept his eyes on the prize.
And then opportunity knocks, but disguised, like it often is. Edison had this new gadget, the dictating machine, the Ediphone.
Oh, yeah, the Ediphone.
And his salesmen were like, nah, this thing won't sell. They just didn't get it.
But Barnes did. He saw the potential. He jumped in and started selling it like crazy.
And that led to the slogan, right? Made by Edison and installed by Barnes. That was the breakthrough. He became incredibly wealthy.
It's incredible. He started with literally nothing. Nothing but knowing exactly what he wanted and the sheer grit to stick with it until he got it.
That determination is key.
Definitely. But, there's a flip side. What happens when you lack that persistence? Hill gives us this cautionary tale. Are you Darby's uncle?
Ah, yes, the gold rush story. Painful one.
So they strike gold, right? A rich vein. They get all excited, buy machinery, pour money in.
Living the dream for a minute.
For a minute, then poof, the vein disappears. They drill. Nothing. So what do?
They quit. The classic mistake. Sold everything off cheap to a junk man.
And get this, the junk man, he's not so junky. He thinks, maybe I should, get an expert opinion. Hires a mining engineer.
Oh, no, don't tell me.
Yep. The engineer checks it out and finds the gold vein just 3 feet from where the Darbys had stopped drilling.
3 feet, oh, that hurts. Millions.
Millions they walked away from because of temporary defeat. It's brutal.
It really drives home Hill's point, doesn't it? Success is so often just that one step beyond where most people give up. It's about pushing through that temporary failure.
And Darby learned from that, didn't he? He had his own persistence lesson later, the 50-cent lesson.
Right, this one's great. He's helping his uncle at a mill.
And this little girl comes in, daughter of a sharecropper, tiny kid. She needs 50 cents for her mom.
And the uncle's just like, no, go away. Again and again, even gets angry, threatens her.
But this little girl, she just stands there, doesn't budge, doesn't cry, just waits.
Yep.
Resolute.
And then finally, she just lets out this scream, right? My mammy's got to have that 50 cents. Just pure, unwavering demand.
The uncle was totally stunned.
Right.
Just gave her the 50 cents.
Wow.
And Darby said that image, that kid's stickability, just burned into his brain.
And he used it, right, in his own career.
Totally. Became a top life insurance salesman. Every time a prospect said no, he didn't hear no. He saw that little girl, heard that scream in his head like, I've got to make this sale. He learned refusal isn't final if your desire is strong enough.
That's powerful visualization, really, connecting an emotional anchor to his goal.
And speaking of sheer will, Henry Ford.
Oh, yeah, the V8 engine story, a perfect example of determination.
He tells his engineers, I want an 8-cylinder engine in one block. And they're like,
Awesome. That's impossible. Seriously, they worked on it for ages, months, maybe even a year, telling him it just couldn't be done. Technically impossible.
But Ford, he just says, go right ahead, keep working. I want it and I'll have it. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Just absolute certainty, total refusal to accept impossible.
And because he wouldn't back down, because he demanded it,
Yeah.
they eventually found the secret. They figured it out.
His determination literally forced the innovation. It proves that sometimes impossible is just something we haven't figured out yet. Hill apparently cut the word out of his dictionary.
I love that. So all these stories, Barnes, the Darbys, the little girl, Ford, they all circle back to that core idea.
Thoughts are things. Our dominant thoughts, the ones we hold on to with emotion and persistence, they act like magnets.
Attracting the circumstances that match them. So if you're constantly focused on poverty and failure,
Your mind kind of gets magnetized for that, yeah. It filters reality that way. But if you cultivate success consciousness, as Hill calls it.
you start attracting opportunities, solutions, the right people, things that align with success.
And this isn't just, wishful thinking. Hill spent 25 years researching this, analyzing thousands of successful people. There's a method here.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Listening to these stories. What belief are you holding on to that feels impossible? What might be keeping you just, 3 feet from your own gold?
Good question to ponder.
Well, that's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks so much for joining us as we unpack these foundational ideas from Napoleon Hill.
Yeah, this was great. And remember, these stories are really just setting the stage. The chapters ahead break down how the principles behind harnessing this power.
Absolutely. So if you found this valuable, definitely subscribe to the channel, give us a like, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next deep dive where we'll tackle Chapter 2.
See you next time.